all. I'm Providence Councilwoman Joanne Ryan, calling the Committee on Finance regular meeting to order. It is Tuesday, April 5, 2022. It is approximately 5:56 p.m. Madam Clerk, would you kindly read the roll?
Chairwoman Ryan?
Present.
Vice Chairwoman Costello?
Present.
Councilman Narducci? Absent. Councilwoman Anthony?
Present.
And Councilman Taylor? Absent.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please read the first item into the record?
An ordinance establishing a tax stabilization agreement for Matilda Pines LLC located at 47 Matilda Street.
Thank you very much. Okay, on this matter, we just had a public hearing. Do we have anyone in the meeting room who would like to speak on this or make themselves available to answer any questions from the committee that they may have at this time? Could you please say your name and address for the record? Yes, please.
Please raise your right hand.
Thank
Swear
you.
under the penalty and perjury that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Thank you very much.
Josh Chu,
How do you spell your last name?
CHU.
Thank you.
Legal seaman for the applicant, 1 Turkson Place, Providence, Rhode Island, Suite 12.
37 Hawkins Street, Providence, Rhode Island.
Wonderful. Okay, for the benefit of the committee, I know that my committee members may have some questions based on your testimony in the public hearing. I'd like to give them that opportunity at this point. Councilwoman Anthony, do you have any questions relative to this project?
Yes, I was wondering if you could just talk about the increase in construction costs. I believe the testimony during the public hearing was the increase was $3 million to $4 million, and I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's been an increase in construction costs from materials and labor over the course of the last 2 years. I was actually just reviewing a bunch of change orders, almost $900,000 change order due to increased construction costs. To give the example, 2x4 by 96, it's $325 early 2021, and now that same 2x4 is $747. So it's just give you an idea of the scale of the increase in construction costs. So that, and then also just because of the long timeline, project management, architecture, engineering costs.
Notably in the form of soft costs, the hard costs are even.
About 807,000.
Great, thank you. And then I would, just from an interest perspective, the sustainability of the project. I'd love for you to speak a little bit about that.
Yeah. So it's I don't know too much about this. My first ground up development, but I'm not sure what the certifications are regarding it, but it's all above standards. So my architect has done a bunch of tests. They run it through some program that tests the insulation values and things like that. And so we're using all high efficiency appliances, ducted mini splits, things like that. So
His architect is Jack Bryan. You may be familiar with him. He's done West Farm Street. His office West Farm Street. And I worked with him on some of the Federico Monago projects. He worked with him, and he's always very sensitive to those things.
yeah, definitely.
And then my final question is market rate rent, and what is that right now?
Yeah, so it kind of obviously rents are also increasing. I'm assuming we're doing about 1,400 or so for 1 bedrooms. The 2 bedrooms on the apartment building are going to be right around 1,800, and then the townhome style units will be probably 2,500. It's kind of what it's looking like right now. They're really nice units. I think they have garages, so it's kind of not very common in the part of the east side. So I think people really like it.
Sorry, I have one more question. That was supposed to be my final. On
Yeah,
the
please.
is there I'm sorry. It's landscaping. I mean, I
Yes.
hear it's a tough lot, so I'm just
Yeah.
interested in to hear what you're
Yep.
gonna do on the landscape.
Yeah, so I've been working very close with the neighbors. We're gonna plant some trees down at the property line. And then, there's a backup behind the apartment building. There's kind of a green space, so we did all underground, water management, so Caltech system for water management, so there's not retention ponds or anything like that, so it's just a green space there. We're planting trees in accordance with the city forester as well, and it's nice that it kind of slopes down into this stable land. That right now is just have a lot of garbage, but I think it'll look really nice. We'll probably maybe work with the state to clean that a lot as well. So
Great,
beautiful.
thank you.
All set, Councilman?
I am.
So Councilwoman LaFortune spoke at the public hearing, and she's not here with us, but I was impressed by some of her comments, and I just want to reiterate them here. She is in support of this development. She's excited to be working with a local developer. And so you've impressed Councilwoman LaFortune, so we're all excited about that. But quite honestly, it's a good sized project on a lot that no one thought would be developable. And you're creating 18 new homes, affordable rental homes for working families. So certainly there is a need. I'm excited about it as well. And it's right near Miriam Hospital. So I'm sure there's a lot of folks that would like to live nearby their work, and are looking for rental units surrounding their workplace. So looks to be a good project at this point. We need a fiscal note. I know that you're working with the law department, you're working with the planning department on that. So we can't move this forward. I think we're going to continue it, but we've seen some really good things about this development that excites us. I know the green development is something that we're looking at, and we're excited that this project also includes that, and that you're working with our favorite forester, Doug Still, on planting. So really good project, and it presents very well. Please get us the finance summary. Great.
Yes, what I have here.
That's great.
I think the only other housekeeping matter is we have the 4 boards that the clerk's office was going to retain as exhibits.
Okay,
And
let's,
they want me to email them to them.
can you? Yes.
He can email, so do you want to do an exhibit at the next meeting when you bring it up? It's up to you.
Would you prefer, are you going to be making any changes to those exhibits? Do you want to have me enter it next time? Why don't you, we'll enter them next time,
All right.
just to make sure, out of an abundance of caution. Okay, let's have a motion to continue item 1.
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, second by Councilwoman Anthony, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We look forward to you coming back soon to get this thing moving. Okay.
Make sure he knows he's got a tough act to follow.
Okay, I'll tell him. Who said that the finance committee isn't fun? He's smiling. You got to smile. Okay, good evening. Good evening, thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, could you kindly read item 2 into the record?
Resolution authorizing approval of the following change order number 6, contract award by the Board of Contract and Supply in accordance with section 21-26B of the Code of Ordinances.
Okay, this matter needs to be continued indefinitely. It's no longer pertinent. Vice Chair, may I have that motion to continue item 2 indefinitely? Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, second by Councilwoman Anthony. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Madam Clerk, please read item 3 into the record.
Resolution authorizing approval of the following piggyback contract award to the Sourcewell contract number 010720 by the Board of Contract and Supply in accordance with section 21-26B1 of the Code of Ordinances.
Okay. Who do we have here? Would that be our wonderful Chief Clements?
Madam Chair, Hugh
I
Clements
think you're
here.
on mute, sir. We can't hear you.
I should be on.
Let's try to unmute him.
Can you hear me now?
We can't hear you,
He has to
sir.
do it himself.
I'm not on mute. I'm off
You're
mute.
not on mute on your end?
No.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Colonel Clements, I'm
Can
gonna
you hear
ask
me
you to
now?
give me a high sign. We can't hear you.
I can hear you.
You submitted a letter to this
Yes.
committee relative
Yes.
to this item. My
Yes.
committee has read the letter. Do you wish this letter to be your testimony tonight? I just need you to give me an affirmative, okay? So
do.
you would like this letter to be your testimony this evening? I'm
Yes.
going to have the clerk read this letter for you into the record.
Okay.
If my committee, just to give you some background, you all, I'm sure, recall, because you all have great memories, that when the chief came before us, we asked that he go back to try to renegotiate this contract to see if he could try to match the piggyback and the term of this contract. We were hoping that he didn't lose anything in that negotiation, if you will, but we do appreciate the chief honoring our request and indeed going back and exercising that request. So with that, that's why we're here tonight, and Madam Clerk, kindly read this letter into the record.
Dated March 30th, 2022. Dear Chairwoman Ryan, on March 24th, 2022, I appeared before the members of the Committee on Finance to request approval of a piggyback contract award for the Sourcewell contract number 010720 for a 5-year contract with Axon Enterprises, Inc. At the request of committee, the Providence Police Department met with representatives from Axon and explored the options for a 3-year contract compared to the proposed 5-year contract. Upon review of our options, if the city chose to go with a 3-year contract, it would cost the city $4,109,731.50 or $288,962.06 more for the same 3-year period of the proposed 5-year contract. The reason for this is that the hardware costs for the TASER equipment are amortized over a 30-month period, thus reducing the amortization period from 60 months to 36 months. Additionally, the delivery of the required TASER training cartridges is scheduled throughout the term of a 5-year agreement to keep up with the necessary training and certification requirements. Also, the 5-year contract provides 2 no-cost body-worn camera hardware replacements, one at a 2.5-year mark and one at the 5-year mark, aligning with the standard replacement cycle, whereas the 3-year contract will only provide a one-time body-worn camera hardware replacement or purchase at its inception. Additionally, a 5-year contract provides fixed and predictable annual costs at today's prices, whereas a 3-year contract would require the renegotiation of pricing in 2024 to maintain the functionality of the department's TASER and body-worn camera equipment. Historically, pricing for body-worn camera and TASER programs increases 3% to 6% year over year. The 5-year contract also offers flexibility, whereas the city and police department could, at any time, rewrite contract if the technology changes or our needs change. Finally, and importantly, the terms of this contract includes a clause for termination under Section 17-2 that states, by agency, if sufficient funds are not appropriated or otherwise legally available to pay the fees, agency may terminate this agreement. Agency will deliver notice of termination under this section as soon as reasonably practicable. Please contact me with any further questions or concerns you may have regarding this proposal. Respectfully submitted, Colonel Hugh T. Clements, Jr., Chief of Police.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chief, for this
Thank you.
very complete letter. It answers all of the questions that we had, and we appreciate the effort that you put into this to make sure that the committee was comfortable that you exercised that. Committee members, any questions, comments that you'd like to make at this time? I yield
I'm very supportive of this and would move for approval.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very much in support of it, and I'm very impressed with the support that this company will provide, training opportunities, and the like. So well done, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you.
Always
I apologize.
good work. With that, may I have a motion to recommend approval of item 3? Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, seconded by Councilwoman Anthony. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Item 3 is approved and will go to the full council. Thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you.
Now we're going to switch to, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
That concludes
Sorry.
item 3. Oh, I need to go back. Motion to go take up item 3 again. Motion by Councilwoman Castillo, seconded by Councilwoman Anthony. All in favor, aye. We need to revisit item 3 because I need to add this into the record. I know it was read out loud, but let's call this Exhibit 1. Item 3, Exhibit 1. Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, seconded by Councilman Anthony. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Item 3 has this exhibit and it will go with it. That answers a bunch of questions as to why it's so good. Okay, that concludes item 3. Madam Clerk, could you kindly read? Thank you, Chief. We appreciate it. Could you kindly read item 4 into the record?
An ordinance establishing a compensation plan for the city of Providence, repealing ordinance chapter 2021-27, number 343, approved July 16, 2029, as amended.
Okay. All right, should we take all 3 of these items together? We should probably, let's take a motion, let's have a motion to take all 4, 5, and 6 together and waive the reading. How's that? Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, seconded by Councilman Anthony. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Let's just keep these 3 things together. So we have the compensation plan, classification, and the appropriations. So we are here today, if you recall, we had, I gotta find it in here. We had, is this redlined, folks? They're the best. Okay, it's not redlined, but it's on page 16 and it is marked through. So on page 16 of the compensation plan, you will see the public police safety liaison is lined out. That's not the change. Madam Auditor, please direct us to the changes in the documents. Would you be kind enough to do that?
Madam Chair, there are no changes to this document because they had first passage at City Council at the last meeting. But I can point out the new title that has been in here and that was passed. It is the Administrator of Community Relations and Diversion. It is on page 2 and it is the 4th one down from the top with the range of an 824 to an 827.
Got it. So committee members, page 2 on the compensation plan. So if you recall, in committee, we created the Administrator for Community Relations and Diversion. It's graded in 824 and 827. That's what we agreed on in committee. It was sent to the full count. We passed it out of committee at that. So that's why it's not redlined, because it's actually a final document yet. Excuse me. It went to the full council, and folks had questions about it and asked us to do more work on it, to look at it a little deeper. We had testimony, significant testimony, basically on the process that was employed to, I'm just going to take you all back. The mayor had proposed that he wanted to hire a civilian and fill that, to put a civilian in a police major's position that was in the budget created. He was trying to do that. And the council as a body said we didn't want to accept that, but we felt it was great merit and value in the position. for community relations and diversion. And we created a civilian position to perform these functions that are critical to helping our police department engage the community and also oversee the critically needed diversion programs. So it's in the document, and we had an opportunity to go through the process. I think we all had concerns about the process that was employed. The mayor essentially created a committee. The committee's opinion was not accepted, but the mayor has the ability to make a hire of his choice. We did opine and hope that the position was fairly posted and vetted, and that was our only request. So what is before us tonight is to send this back to the full council because we never voted to formally accept this position in the compensation plan. Do you have a question?
No, Madam Chair, it is a second passage that would be on the.
Oh, it's a second passage, we did pass it once.
Yes.
Okay, so do I have to make a different motion? No, it's a motion to send it back to the council for second passage.
With no change.
Without any, with no changes, there's no amendment. Okay. Committee members, any questions?
I have one quick question.
Sure.
So I see the change on the document identified at 5. Where is the change in 6?
There is no change with the appropriation. That is the total budget in totality. Item, the compensation just creates the payment scale. The class creates the position. And these were already approved in our committee as presented in these documents, and they already were passed once by the council. So the motion is to pass on all items 4, 5, and 6, which we're taking together. Actually, I can't do that because 6 was never voted on. Okay, I need another motion. I need a motion to retract the combining of 4, 5, and 6. You make that motion. Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, seconded by Councilwoman Anthony. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. So I'm not connecting 4, 5, and 6. Let's take 4 and 5 together and waive the reading. Councilwoman Castillo makes that motion. Combine 4 and 5, seconded by Anthony. All in favor, aye. Okay, so 4 and 5 came before us and we had first passage. So now I need a motion to send 4 and 5 back to the council in its current form for approval. Motion made by Councilwoman Castillo, seconded by Councilman Anthony. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Item 6, unchanged, is the appropriations, which is the primary budget for the city of Providence, unchanged. That will go on its own to the council for approval. It was continued before, so I had to send it back. Okay, sending that back to the council for approval. Motion made by Vice Chair Castillo, seconded by Councilman Anthony. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Whew. Okay, seeing there's no further business on this agenda, would I entertain a motion to adjourn? Motion made by Vice Chair, enthusiastically by Vice Chair Castillo, and enthusiastically seconded by Councilwoman Anthony. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you.